we're only one game away from the Super Bowl.
And weather is going to factor all throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, no domes, no domes. What do we got this week?
Well, it'll be strength versus strength with the Rams and the Seahawks.
Yep, and a historic backup situation in Denver.
Oh, we know. And Raj will share the latest from the haters on my Patriots.
Yeah, they still hating, boy. They got facts.
They love to hate.
But hey, don't forget to subscribe and smash that thumbs up button, all right?
Okay, let's get to the first game. New England at Denver.
Well, we've got the number 2 seeded Patriots at the number 1 seeded Broncos with an asterisk, I guess. This game will be at noon Pacific time on CBS and Paramount Plus. And the Patriots are favored. Now it's up to 5.5 points with an over-under of 42.5. But this game is in a mile high, so you never know what's going to happen with the weather. What's going on with the weather?
Well, it has been cold, and there is a slight chance for some snow here, some possible light snow. Temperatures in the mid-20s. It's going to feel like it's the teens because of that wind chill. Wind gusts around 15 miles an hour.
All right, now the Patriots are only 1-4 against the Broncos in the playoffs. And they've never won a playoff game in Denver, your Patriots. And do you know what Tom Brady's record was in Denver?
You know he doesn't play for the Patriots anymore, right? He's not our quarterback.
I know, but when he did, he was 0-3 in Denver. It's real up in Denver. But the story of this game...
I don't know how that makes sense now, but okay.
People like stats back in the day.
History.
Yeah,
Fun.
they like history.
Fun fact.
Even though players don't even play for this team anymore. People like history. That's the way it is. But this story is about history right here with this guy. This is Jarrett Stidham versus MVP candidate Drake May is his name, I believe. But this, yeah. So this is the story of the game. It's the 7th quarterback to make his first start in a conference championship game. Others went 1-6. So it's his first start of the year, and it's in a conference championships. You know who the only winner was? Frank Reich. That's right. Back in early 90s versus the Oilers. My man Warren Moon. Shouts out to you, Warren Moon. What's up with you? That was a tough one to watch. But yeah, that's the story of the game here. So when this game kicks off, it'll be 749 days since Stidham's last throw.
365.
That's a lot.
365. Okay. Got it.
But
yeah, long time.
Not the only story. Now you mentioned that Patriots hate, right?
Yeah, it's pretty ripe.
Okay, well the other quarterback, MVP candidate, even though he only beat losing teams during the regular season, Drake May has 10 sacks and 6 fumbles in the playoffs. That's 2 games. Listen, this is facts. Now, this is just history. It's the most fumbles for any quarterback through 2 playoff games since they've been recording the stats. It's a lot of fumbles.
It is, and we've seen them. Well, we know that before this game, the Texans were the toughest defense that the Patriots have seen all year.
Yeah, and that's a big concern because, like we say, Drake May has been sacked 5 times in the last 2 weeks, and now he's facing the league's best pass rush in Denver. They get after the quarterback. You also have a tackle that's going to possibly be out, so Denver's going to come after him. That's the only chance they have to win. But if you can't sustain drives, it just puts too much pressure on the defense. And I don't see the Broncos defense holding up late all afternoon when I don't think Stidham can get many first downs.
So am I hearing this correctly? Does that finally mean that you think the Patriots are going to win this game?
Well, I thought they'd win last week, but I thought the Texans would keep it close and cover if not for a turnover machine. The gift that keeps on giving CJ. Oh, wait. CJ Stroud just threw another interception.
He forgot what team he was on.
Something like that. But no, this is just going to be tough. Listen, the Patriots would have been underdogs here had Bo Nix been starting, but he's not. So now you're going against a backup quarterback. And again, your defense is good. It's not great, but I just don't see how they can just sustain enough drives, the Denver Broncos, and keeping the Patriots off the field. It's going to be tough.
All right, well, we shall see.
She
Now the game everyone's waiting for.
Yeah, because we've actually got 2 starting quarterbacks. The number 5 seeded Rams take on the number 1 seeded Seattle Seahawks and that number 1 defense. This game will be 3:30 Pacific time on Fox, and Seattle is favored by 2.5 with an over-under of 47.5. What's the over-under on rain chances or something like that?
0, actually, because the West Coast has been under a big ridge of high pressure.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to just basically have temperatures in the 40s and partly cloudy skies.
Yeah, these two teams are very familiar with each other, just like last week when Seattle played the 49ers, and having played for the third time this season.
And wasn't it a shootout last time?
It sure was. Everyone's talking about Matthew Stafford, and he threw for 457 yards and 3 touchdowns on the road in Seattle in an OT loss. But no one's mentioning their first meeting with the Rams is when they held Stafford to just 130 passing yards.
So which Seahawks do you think are going to make their appearance?
Well, that's a good question. Seattle's coming off back-to-back games against San Francisco in which the Seahawks put the 49ers and Brock Purdy, they put them in clamps. San Francisco scored 9 combined points in those 2 meetings. That's how good this defense is right here.
And what is the key to victory then for the Rams?
Well, for the Rams, they got to run the ball well. For some reason, the last 4 or 5 years, they run the ball well against Seattle. It just happens all the time. Karen Williams, he does his things. He's got, he hasn't had a 100-yard game against them this year, but a 90-yard game, 75-yard game, and of course, they got the 1-2 punch with the Rams too. So Rams have, to me, the best offensive line, which prevents them from being one-dimensional, where they don't just have to throw. We always talk about the throwing, but they actually do well against the Seattle Seahawks in running the ball.
Okay, and the key to victory for the Seahawks?
Well, the key to victory for the Seahawks is not letting this guy be very involved.
Yes, you could say that again. I had him in DraftKings last week. That was a mistake.
Yeah, the Seahawks, they don't want Sam Darnold slinging the rock around.
Definitely
in last
not.
week's big victory versus the 49ers, he only threw the ball 17 times, and that's the key to victory for them. Now, it's hurt our guy JSN, though, Jason Smith-Njigba. He's only topped 100 yards once in his last 8 games. Remember how on fire he was and the perfect guy? Well, that's because they're winning, and if they're winning, this guy ain't going to be throwing the ball. So we'll see there. And there's another factor for the Seahawks that they can win with, Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, he just exploded. Why didn't he always get this many carries all year?
Well, let's see. Have you ever seen Dancing with the Stars?
Have you?
No, but I know it is. They be dancing. And that's what Kenneth Walker does. He dances a lot. And that's what Charbonnet was doing. Charbonnet, of course, is out, and he got hurt last game. Yes,
We both took him.
Yes.
What a mistake that was.
But he does run north and south, straight ahead. Kenneth Walker dances around a lot. That's why he didn't get any of the goal line carries all year. So that's why he hasn't gotten this many. But this is an opportunity for him to do just that.
All right, so we know the keys to victory for both of these teams, but how about any betting trends?
Well, yeah, they go both ways. In week 11, the Rams were 3.5-point underdogs, and they covered in a low-scoring grinder. But then in week 16, where the Seahawks were getting 1.5 points, they covered in a shootout. So in the playoffs, I kind of expect this to be more of a grinder. It's going to be a close game. I think the Seahawks can win this game. The Rams can win this game. But either way, I just figured it's going to be close. Those 2.5 points, this seems almost like a pick-em, except it's just in Seattle. Oh, man, it's going to be a fun Sunday. And I know you're nervous about your Patriots. Give me a game prediction. Come on, let me put you on the spot.
All right, let's go with 17-14 Patriots.
How the hell are the Broncos going to get 14 points? I told you who's starting that quarterback, didn't I?
Well, maybe the defense is going to score.
Yeah, maybe Drake May will throw some more interceptions and fumbles. That's true. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and hit a like. And, of course, we're going to take a week off after this, but we're going to come to you with, that Super Bowl preview.
Yes, we are. We're going to come back nice and tan, too. You'll have to see where we're headed.
Oh, that's a surprise.
All right. See ya.